Hello Libra, Libra rising and Libra moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card forecast for the week starting October 31st, 2016. And for those of you who are wondering, yes, your November astrology horoscopes are up. If you would like to check those out, it's on the main channel page under the November 2016 playlist. Remember to check out your rising and your moon signs as well, which is why I say hello to all of you when I make these videos. And of course, if you'd like to get a private session with me, you can always go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. So, what is going on with the astrology this week? Well, we do have a very interesting angle with the moon conjunct Saturn in your third house of communications, Sagittarius, on Wednesday. And whenever the moon and Saturn come together, it's all about identifying or catching a culprit, or the elephant in the room. And this doesn't have to be negative. In fact, this can actually be a great thing, because what this does is this, again, brings something out in the open to be cleared. And a lot of this is surrounding the terms of a contract, a schedule, or even an arrangement that you have with another entity, most likely a financial or academic entity. This could be even something relating to a personal project you are working on that has been held up in the works, miscommunications, or where somebody is not necessarily following orders, directions, or even protocol correctly, and it needs to be fixed. This can also show up where, people might not necessarily be understanding the process for how to work with you. If you run your own business, maybe you might find out that a person is just, they're not willing to go through the steps that every other customer or client is expected to go through. And this may be somebody that might be taking special treatment too far, so we gotta nip it in the bud. On Thursday, we've got Venus, also in this area, planet of love and harmony and luck, forming a gorgeous connection to Uranus in your 7th house of committed partnerships. And this could bring an opportunity for love and romance that may just be a little bit outside of your commute bubble. We may meet somebody at a distance this week. Regardless of how you feel about online dating, the 3rd house does also connect to matters and affairs that are conducted online or on the internet. This could be a great time to meet somebody on the internet as well. But also at the same time, even meet somebody while you are on a short trip running errands, or while they are on a short trip. There could be a surprise opportunity to bump into somebody that could become a great one-on-one connection. So what is going on here with your cards, we must ask ourselves then? Well, for your spiritual advice, we do have the card of the Wizard. And the Wizard card is interesting in this deck because it does kind of talk a lot about a need where people are going to have to understand and accept the truth, and accept the truth from you. And so this week we have to make sure that we are not trying to pull too many punches. Obviously we don't want to go too far in the opposite direction, but the Wizard card can talk about a need to pay attention to where people are just not able to hear good news and bad news at the same time. Maybe they're expecting you to baby them too much, or they're only looking for a hope speech but nothing constructive. And we need to find a way to break that bad habit of theirs. And the Wizard card can talk about a need to give sound advice. You're not helping people by coddling people this week. This is definitely a time where at work and at home, it's time for somebody to just be the voice of reason. So even if you're worried that might make you look like a bad guy, no, it won't. You'll look sensible. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and your financial life, we do have the King of Swords inverted. And this card can talk about a need to pay attention to where a coworker or somebody that you work with, most likely an air sign like yourself, is really trying to get around, I guess you could say, teamwork, or being a team player. Because the King of Swords inverted often shows up as somebody who is either living in defiance or denial, somebody who just simply does not want to play ball. This can also show up where there might be some very important fine print that needs to be assessed, addressed, possibly even negotiated on a good level when it comes to a new job opportunity being offered to you or a new project being presented to you. Because the King of Swords inverted can show up where a person is not sharing the whole truth and nothing but the truth. This person may be, playing, making some tactful omissions or, some professional omissions for their own benefit. But it's very important that everything is put out in the open. No half-truths this week when it comes to professional front, and don't accept them when you think they're coming from others either. For your communications with air, when it comes to the friends, the relatives, the others in your life, we do have the Two of Wands upright. And I love this card because this does talk about a long-term commitment in the making. If we have been trying to get some kind of pact or some kind of bond cemented, whether it be a platonic bond, a business bond, or a romantic bond, this is the card you want to see. Because people don't make promises with the influence of the Two of Wands that are idle. This is not lip service, this is not shallow, this is sort of like blood vow on one's honor. Cross your heart and hope to die, that kind of thing. And with the Two of Wands, it does show here that this is actually going to be an opportunity to get closer to this friend, or possibly even a romantic partner, through this bond, through this tie, this oath that actually pulls the two of you together. And even if it feels like an oath might be too much pressure to live under, be prepared to, to kind of keep an open mind with this, whatever this is. This might even seem like the most silly, the smallest of things that makes the biggest difference in the world to this person. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Knight of Swords inverted. So it looks like a lot of Libras are just not really having it with other air signs, or maybe even other Libras. Because the Knight of Swords inverted tends to show up as a challenge when people are not really willing to explain themselves, or to take it a step farther, might not be able to explain or articulate themselves. And we're going to have to practice some patience in order to make sure nobody feels like they're being judged, or somebody's calling them out or picking a fight with them. Because the Knight of Swords inverted can talk about a person who knows how to get themselves more worked up and more upset. Yes, again, like I said, this could be another air sign. This could be actually a child of yours. This could be a friend of yours, or even a client of yours. Remember, some people actually can't really get off their chest what they need to get off their chest, and sometimes it gets them more wound up, having it proven to them by their own lack of ability to articulate that, it can actually get them more upset. So be careful about interrogating or probing too much with this person this week. It's not well favored here. If they don't know how to explain themselves, let's change the subject, until they can. Don't try and force them to, or it's only going to make things worse. On the love front, we do have the Sun card upright. Gorgeous card indeed, because the Sun always talks about, focusing a little bit more on sweetness in love. Things that are not complicated, things that are not so dramatic and theatrical, but really focusing more on, again, that sweet simplicity, and the need to be able to indulge in some sweet simplicity in love. This is great for everyone who is either looking for love or already in a committed partnership, because we're kind of taking things back to, I guess you could say, again, a simpler time. For those of you who are looking for new love, the Sun card upright can show up as love coming as somebody who, in the beginning, we kind of get that puppy love, we're just friends, but we both have kind of that nice little crush, that nice little romantic magnetism towards each other. But again, it doesn't get into a lot of crazy, external stuff. We're dealing with the good stuff, the stuff that actually makes a romantic relationship, again, possible. We're letting go of any of the drama with exes. People aren't going to be bringing their past to the table. The nice thing about this is it's a form of peace, but it's a peace that can be self-sustained. So that is your forecast, Libra. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And of course, if you'd like to get a session, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.